But I wanted to get to a bigger point. Because the time comes, somewhat pun intended, for us to take the gloves off when it comes to Jake Paul.
After I beat Mike Tyson, the amount of people saying this is rigged was crazy.
And I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. So this is why it's going to be an interesting fight, because I just don't look at it from a physical standpoint.
Stephen A. Smith reportedly reacted with shock after Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua exposed Jake Paul for alleged bribe attempts. Smith says the sport has reached a breaking point. He argues boxing must stop these ridiculous spectacles. According to him, gloves should be taken away because Paul turns fights into scripted business deals. Smith believes this behavior disrespects real fighters and damages boxing's credibility worldwide.
One of the things that I'm talking about here, boxing's a skill. Let me give y'all an example. Remember Francis Ngannou? Remember that monster? That Nigerian nightmare? Remember him? And then we saw him show up and show a little skill against Tyson Fury, who came there out of shape. What happened when he got into the ring with Anthony Joshua? He got put to sleep much in the same way Nate Robinson got put to sleep. Boxing is a skill.
Anthony Joshua has already shown his stance clearly. When asked if he would go easy on Jake Paul or follow any special rules, AJ dismissed the idea completely. He said he only fights for real with no conditions as a world champion. Joshua made it clear he cannot risk his legacy on gimmick fights or scripted outcomes and will never compromise the sport for entertainment or money.
See, with Jake, what I learned about Jake is, so when you look at the physicality stuff, and as you said, he's looking at my chest, I think Jake is someone where I got to beat him mentally because he's a mental person. This is my observation. A lot of what Jake's preparation is based around is not only the physical aspects of training, but the way he thinks, meditation, breath work. And if I can break his soul and I can break his mentality, then I've broken Jake. So this is why it's going to be an interesting fight, because I just don't look at it from a physical standpoint. I know the person that's in front of me, and I know that I got to break it. That's what I said, I got to take his soul. It's not just physical, I got to take your soul in the ring.
Only person that can do that is God.
I knew he was going to say that.
Is he f***ing with your brain?
No, I don't know. That's what I was going to ask is how do you plan on doing that? Like when is it going to start?
Because everything...
I mean, obviously in the fights it's different, you know? But I mean, when are you going to start taking it?
I've just seen in fights when I can see someone's, let's call it energy, frequency leaving their body. And that's what my goal is to do the same to you. You have that instinct. You can see it. When you're fighting, you can just see a small glimmer of someone that's just about to start fading. And then you just keep exploiting that, keep exploiting that until some people give up. Some people get knocked out. We'll figure it out. But as I said, for me, it's not just going in there and being dominating physically. I want to break him down spiritually and mentally.
That's some deep boxing you just...
Mike Tyson reportedly suggests that Jake Paul attempted to script elements of the fight. Tyson explains that money was never a factor for him since he is already financially secure, and the bout could not change his lifestyle. He says he agreed to step into the ring one last time purely for personal reasons. According to reports, Tyson did not fight for profit, but resisted any attempt to control the outcome.
Walk away from.
This fight is not going to change my lifestyle financially. I'm a fighter. I feel good. I can do it. I feel I can beat this guy.
Come on. Well, we're going to be in the building. I'm going to be there. Speaking of the exhibition with Roy, like when that exhibition happened, man, I felt like it was two of my uncles.
Joe Rogan discusses a pattern he believes surrounds Jake Paul's boxing career. According to Rogan, Jake repeatedly chooses opponents who are physically bigger but strategically safer in other ways. He suggests that these matchups are not accidental. Rogan argues that these fighters bring massive attention and name value, which benefits Jake regardless of the sporting outcome. Using Mike Tyson as an example, Rogan explains that legends attract audiences simply by stepping into the ring. This creates a situation where entertainment value outweighs competition. Rogan hints that the outcomes often appear tilted in Jake's favor, leaving fans questioning whether these bouts are genuine contests or carefully managed spectacles designed to maximize profit and visibility.
Different thing with that guy.
Well, it's like Matt always says, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
no
but
doubt.
you got to take that payday. I mean, what did he make out of that fight? He probably made $10 million or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
and Jake Paul's very smart, man. Like he gets guys that he's bigger,
Bigger
than.
than,
The only
younger
time he
than.
fought another boxer his size was
He
Tom
lost.
Fury, and he lost. Tom Fury,
Good fight.
Tommy Fury,
Very
Tommy
good
Fury,
fight. Very good fight. You know, I think he's like any other young up-and-coming boxer. It's just everybody dismisses him because he's a YouTuber.
For sure. It's easy to dismiss him, but I was there when he knocked out Tyron, and I was like, man, I'm done with this kid. I never wanted to corner another fight in my life, man. I was like, yo, he just knocked my boy flat out on his face, man.
Jake Paul responds to these accusations by dismissing them outright. He claims people are fabricating stories because they dislike his success. According to Jake, the idea that fights are scripted is a convenient excuse used by critics who refuse to accept his progress as a boxer. He emphasizes that boxing commissions oversee these events and would never allow illegal manipulation. Jake insists that every opponent steps into the ring willingly and that he trains hard to earn his victories. He believes the constant accusations are proof that he has disrupted the boxing world and forced traditional fans to confront a new reality they are uncomfortable accepting.
Crazy. They like showed this clip of Mike Tyson going to swing at me with a left hook, and he like stopped doing it, but saw I had my right hand up. So he would have like swung like this, I catch it and shoot. He's leaning forward like I could have knocked him out. So that's why he stopped throwing it. And it's like they play this one clip and it has literally 50 million views on TikTok, but the average.
The Jake Paul versus AJ fight showed a clear and dangerous mismatch from the opening moments. Former UFC champion Michael Bisping reacted strongly, pointing out that Jake Paul was nowhere near the level required to face an elite heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. He described the bout as a lesson in real professional boxing where timing, skill, and experience decide everything. Joshua's punches were accurate and heavy, exposing the gap in class. Bisping stressed that this result was inevitable because Paul lacked the tools, defense, and ring awareness to survive against a world-class boxer at that level.
No, that wasn't the case at all. What we saw, in my humble opinion, because I'm a big Anthony Joshua fan. Of course, I've been a supporter for the longest time. A rather lackluster, unmotivated Anthony Joshua that didn't look like he was being particularly nasty, right? A lot of the time, he was out of range, and okay, it is hard to land a shot on someone that's backing up and moving away the whole time. And there was a lot of times where he had him in the corner, and he could have thrown a shot. And sometimes he was telegraphing his shots. And anytime he did go in to throw a punch, as I said before, Jake Paul would shoot in and turn it into a wrestling match. And even when he wasn't shooting in, he was clinching a lot. This is boxing. It's not MMA, as we know. The referee should have done a much better job of getting in there and separating them much, much faster. As I say, it was the 6th round. I think it was the 4th round he got dropped twice. In the 5th round, he got through it. In the 6th round, caught him with the jab, a glancing right hook. He goes down, and that was that. That was all she wrote, right? I did a live. There was about 9,000 people watching at one point. Nobody was particularly enjoying the matchup. Listen, okay? I respect both men. I respect anyone really that steps into the ring, okay? And certainly going up against Anthony Joshua, that was a tall task, okay? You know, metaphorically and figuratively, right? It was a tall task. It was a big job. It was a tough opponent. It was a mismatch, and it was, right? Jake Paul never worried Anthony Joshua once. He never rung his bell. He never caused any damage. He never had him worried. He never did anything. It wasn't a fight. It was a display of how long can Jake Paul last? Can he run away long enough to